Hello and welcome back to my studio. Well, I've been doing a bit of gouache painting lately, as you perhaps have seen in previous videos. But here's a tip as well that you may want to try out if you're not sure about gouache painting and you don't want to buy a whole set of gouache paints. Well, do you have some watercolor paints around? If you do, then this is a good tip for you. Okay, so what are gouache paints? Basically, it's just a pigment held together with some binder, usually something like gum arabic, which incidentally is pretty much what is used to make watercolor paint. So if you've got a tube of watercolor paint, you can use that instead of gouache paint. Now that same color, the big difference is the use of white paint. The most important color you need in gouache is white paint. So get a tube of titanium white in gouache, and if you got some watercolor paints in the primary colors, you can create gouache paintings that way. Now I'll show you the comparison between two colors in gouache and a tube of watercolor, and then compare them and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, let's have a look at a comparison between the gouache and watercolor paint. Now here I've got some ultramarine blue. This is Winsor & Newton Designer Gouache. Let's put a little bit of that down. And here I've got some ultramarine deep. This is watercolor by Mary Venezia. Just remind myself. Gouache watercolor and some gouache titanium white. I just want to see if watercolor can be used. If you run out of ultramarine in gouache, can you use watercolor? Well, let's try them. Just a little bit of water on a brush. Let's take the gouache. This is my waterproof tear-off palette, so it's going to do that. Let's just put a bit of that on paper. You can see quite transparent, there's no white paint in it. Let's just clean that brush off, get a bit of the watercolor, put that down. Now you can see the watercolor is a little more transparent, as you'd expect, so definitely more pigment concentration in the gouache. So you could put a little more paint down for the watercolor, but we're looking at whether we can use the watercolor in a pinch if you don't have the gouache. Right, let's get that gouache and some white into it, and we're getting the light blue opaque color as you'd expect. And the most important reason we like to use gouache is to get that opaque color. Alright, let's get some titanium white in gouache, mix it with the watercolor, and we also get that. Now we have the opaque. Let's get a bit more saturation. Remember, if we're using it as gouache. So there we go, quite opaque. And comparable, isn't it? All because of the white gouache paint mixed in to the watercolor. So there you go, you can use your watercolor tubes instead of gouache. So as you can see, there's not a great difference between the two. A little bit more pigment strength in the gouache, but once you add the white paint, you can manipulate the colors and saturation and get a good result. Maybe you're missing a color in gouache, but you've got it in watercolor. Well, use the watercolor. Add it to the white paint and you are good to go. So I hope that little tip just gives you a few more options maybe you haven't considered. If you find it difficult to get a certain color in gouache, maybe your existing watercolors will do the job just as well. Alright, try try out some gouache painting, and don't forget, there's a free course view up here with lots of things to check out in my painting school. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now so you don't miss any videos coming up in the future. Alright, until next time, happy painting and cheers for now.